Have you ever wondered where the great game of baseball originated? Well, let's take a step back in time to mid-18th century England. It was here, amidst the rolling green hills and bustling city streets, that the first seeds of baseball were sown. The term baseball made its debut in a British publication dated 1744, establishing an enduring connection to the sport we know and love today. As the decades passed, the game of baseball crossed the Atlantic, finding fertile ground in the United States. It was here, in the dawn of the 19th century, that the game began to evolve. Initially played by amateurs, baseball quickly became a popular recreational activity, capturing the hearts and minds of the American people. The game's popularity grew steadily, under the warm summer sun and the bright stadium lights. And so, by the mid-19th century, baseball was poised to become America's pastime. The stage was set for the emergence of a sporting phenomenon that would transcend the boundaries of time and place. So, when did baseball transition from a casual game to a professional sport? Well, the shift began in the late 19th century. The year was 1871, and the formation of the National Association of Professional Baseball Players marked a significant turning point in the sport's history. This was the first attempt at organizing a professional league, and it was a game changer, literally. However, it's essential to note that 2 years prior, in 1869, the Cincinnati Red Stockings had already made waves by becoming the first openly all-professional team. They were pioneers, breaking away from the amateur status quo and setting a precedent for others to follow. The real breakthrough came in 1876 with the creation of the National League, which replaced the National Association. This new league was more structured, more competitive, and more professional. It laid the foundations for the sport we all enjoy today. The establishment of the National League marked the beginning of professional baseball as we know it today. What were the defining moments of baseball's golden age? This period, stretching from the 1920s to the 1960s, is often referred to as the golden age of baseball. It was a time when the sport was graced by the presence of iconic players such as Babe Ruth, Jackie Robinson, and Joe DiMaggio. Babe Ruth, with his larger-than-life personality and extraordinary talent, became a symbol of the era. He brought an unprecedented excitement to the game that captured the hearts of millions. Then there's Jackie Robinson, who in 1947 courageously broke the color barrier, becoming the first African-American to play in Major League Baseball. His courage and determination sparked a significant change, not only in baseball, but in American society as a whole. And of course, we cannot forget Joe DiMaggio, whose 56-game hitting streak in 1941 remains one of the most remarkable and unbroken records in sports history. The golden age of baseball brought the sport into the mainstream and cemented its status as America's favorite pastime. How has baseball evolved into the game we love today? Beginning in the 1970s, one of the most significant changes in baseball was the introduction of the designated hitter rule in the American League. This rule added an extra layer of strategy to the game, allowing a player to bat in place of the pitcher. As we moved into the 21st century, the rise of analytics began to reshape how teams approached the game. Sabermetrics, the empirical analysis of baseball, influenced everything from player recruitment to game day tactics. But perhaps the most exciting development has been the growth of the game internationally. Baseball has become a global sport, with players hailing from as far afield as Japan, the Dominican Republic, and South Korea. This increased diversity has added new dimensions to the sport, enriching the game with a variety of styles and techniques. Baseball today is a global game, enjoyed by millions of fans worldwide. So, what have we learned about the history of baseball today? We've traced the roots of baseball back to England, where it was first played as a simple game of hit and run. Immigrants then brought the sport across the Atlantic, where it blossomed in America's heartland. From these humble beginnings, the sport grew, evolving into a professional pastime by the mid-19th century. Then came the golden age of baseball, a period that saw the rise of legendary figures like Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. Their prowess on the field captivated audiences and cemented baseball's place in the American cultural fabric. In the modern era, the game has continued to evolve, with technological advances and new strategies transforming the way it's played. Yet, at its core, baseball remains a timeless sport, one that still captures the hearts of millions around the globe. From its humble beginnings to its global popularity today, baseball truly is a game with a rich and fascinating history.